guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Average Trader here. Got another video for you. So it's Friday. We're still in the Aussie yen short that we took on Wednesday's video, and today we're going to talk about what we're going to do with this trade throughout the rest of today and into the close for the weekend, and hopefully we're going to end the week on a high note. So just before I start that, if you like the video, guys, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like and subscribe button down below, and if you've got any questions about what I'm doing, just drop a comment down below and I'll be happy to try and answer anything I can for you. So yeah, guys, as I said, on Wednesday we took the trade, we took it short from this area here at 74. There was a bit of a trend line coming through this area here on Wednesday. The picture was a little clearer on Wednesday, but we had a trend line coming through here around the key moving averages here on the 1 hour chart and the 4 hour chart, and on the daily chart we had the mid Bollinger Band in that area too. So we were looking for a break of that area essentially, just to show us that the trend wanted to continue, that we wanted to continue this move down from the highs that we started up at around 77. So that's what we were looking for. We got it on Wednesday evening, I think, and then we sort of moved down over the course of yesterday. We moved down to the lows, and then we sort of moved back up, tested that area, came back down again, and when unfortunately just been sort of in a range ever since. The market has been very, very sluggish, and to be honest, guys, it's been boring as hell, this trade, ever since. So you can see here we're sort of in this sideways range across here for the last sort of 24 hours or so. So I'm hoping we get a bit of a move, a breakout move in the next hour or two, and then we can get some giddy up going into the close. But let's see what happens. There's another trend line after forming just across the bottom here. We can see it's tested that area of support a few times already, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times or so. So we're looking for that area to break. That's the first area we have to get through before we can get down to our targets. We're kind of also in this sort of, I don't know, I mean, I'm not a big tech trader, guys, but it's kind of like a little triangular formation going on here. So I guess we're looking to break out either above or below this. Hopefully we don't break out to the upside, because that's going to be bad news for this Friday. To be honest, guys, if we do start to keep, if this starts to creep up and we start to move up above this area here, I'm probably just going to close the trade out and call it a day, because it is Friday and I don't want to just sit here and watch. It's a small profit, guys. It's a small position. It's only 0.12. It's a very small trade overall, but I just don't want to just let it all filter away and then we end up just closing it out at break even. So I don't really want to do that. I would just take the position, take whatever profits we have, and just call it a day, and then we'll come back on Monday and reassess the situation. But the other side to that, hopefully, and hopefully what we do get is the breakdown of this area here. If we get the breakdown, we can start to move down towards our final target. Now our final target on this one has moved. We've moved the goalpost a little bit, guys. We're up at, we want to be taking pretty much all our profits at 72 now. That's where I'm looking to get to. It's a big ask today. It's 150 pips or so, but if we can get down even close to this area today, would be amazing. The reason why I've moved my goalpost on this one, guys, I was initially looking to hold this trade for quite a bit. I wanted it to hold it for a couple of weeks and see if we could get down to maybe 70 or even below that area, because I had this kind of narrative that the market was going to respond accordingly to any sort of negative news surrounding the pandemic or anything like that. But unfortunately, what I'm starting to see, I'm starting to pick up on, is the market is kind of increasingly looking to turn a blind eye to this. If you look at last week, sort of Thursday, from Thursday onwards, we started to get these headlines coming out about the virus increasing, the numbers increasing in America, this kind of second spike, second wave kind of headlines floating around about the south of the United States. And then places like Beijing going back into lockdown and stuff, and it gave the market a little bit of the jitters, and there was a bit of a sell-off. Like, I mean, if you look at the S&P 500 last week, we had a huge sell-off, but then we got straight away pretty much bought all the way back up, and that's the thing, that's the trend that I've been noticing. As we've gone through this week, even though the numbers haven't necessarily improved, even though things haven't actually gotten any better, the market seems to be paying less and less attention to these headlines when they come out. So I'm starting to get the impression that the market just wants to kind of discount this, okay, the numbers are going up, but we're not going to go back into lockdown, so it doesn't really matter kind of attitude, let's say. So I think the market's going to continue to do that. They're going to continue to ignore it until either they can't ignore it anymore, or it just goes away. So who knows how long that's going to take? So we'll have to wait and see. But I think for my trade, I think it's probably, we're going to, we're kind of outnumbered here in terms of negatives to reasons that the market wants to rally. Let's say we do have a couple of Australian dollar positives at the moment as well, which will probably keep this trade afloat for a little bit longer, which is things such as the price of iron ore. So iron ore, Australia, big exporter of iron ore, and we can see here, I have to put this on a weekly chart because it's so lightly traded, guys, but you can see we've gone in the last few weeks from 80 all the way up to $103 for iron ore. So iron ore's prices are going up quite steeply, so that's a supporting factor for the Australian dollar. A couple of other things, like the fact that gold prices are high, that's supportive for the Australian dollar. Also the fact that their economy wasn't so negatively affected by the coronavirus as other places, let's say, because they had such a small outbreak there. So a couple of things like that have been, I think they're Australian dollar positive. The other thing is that, the S&P 500 is on this, incredible rally of late, and the Australian dollar and the S&P 500 are very, very strongly correlated at the moment. So when the S&P 500 goes up, the Australian dollar goes up, and nobody can short this at the moment. It's just it's crazy. Like, it's buy the dip, doesn't matter. Fed. So it's a very hard short at the moment, guys. So that's supportive again for Australian dollar. So yeah, look, I mean, I'm not super hopeful we're going to get to our targets today. If we do get there, happy days, great Friday. But if we don't, we're not going to be too upset about it, because we've had a good week so far. I mean, we made close to $400 so far this week, guys, which is, that's a big move. We've had about 8% this week. You can look at our previous trades, or look at my previous trades. If you want to have a look at my videos from earlier on in the week, you can see where I took my profits on my trades from last week. So yeah, it's still going to be a good week, guys. We're not too upset about it. A couple of other things I wanted to talk to you about. We have the economic data there this morning from the UK. Retail sales minus 13.1% versus minus 18%. I just thought this is worth pointing out, guys, because these economic forecasters that do this job of predicting these numbers, they've been way off lately. I mean, they really they seem to be finding it very difficult to predict what's going to happen with the data. So I mean, you see minus 18 here, minus 13.1. It looks like a big beat, but I mean, you have to put things into context, guys. Like, look at minus 13.1% here. Look where we are. I mean, this is the financial crisis here. This is the low of the financial crisis. We didn't even get to 5%. So even though it looks like it's a big sort of a beat almost, we beat it by 5%, it's still the worst numbers on record. So just I thought it was worth pointing these things out. Later on this afternoon, we have the retail sales numbers for Canada, so I'll be paying attention to that. Again, they're forecasting a big drop in the numbers there. And then this evening, I noticed this earlier on, we have a lot of Fed speakers going into the close this evening, so I'm not sure what the game ball is here. I'm pretty sure I can have a guess and say that they want to pump the markets, pump the S&P 500 in the stock markets into the close, like 1, 2, 3, 4 Fed speakers, on a Friday afternoon. You can pretty much guess what the intention is there. So that might actually affect my trade even, guys. If we have a little bit of a breakdown and move down on my position before 6 o'clock this evening, I might just close out the position wherever it is, just to avoid that sort of pull back into the close, that the Fed speakers will probably be no doubt trying to get. But yeah, that's about it, guys. We just could have a quick look here as well at where we are in terms of market sentiment today. So just have a quick look at that. So we're looking at let's see here. So we can start off with dollar index pretty much flat on the day. We're just up 0.06%. Not really much movement. Sideways action on the dollar today. The VIX is down a couple of percent so far today, down 4%, down to 31. Obviously, that's positive for market sentiment again. The 10 years up 0.5%, up to 71 basis points. So we're definitely seeing some positive sentiment in the market across the board today. Also, we've got oil is up quite a bit today. Again, we've got oil up at $40, 3.1% so far. Back above 40 again for the second time in I think a couple of weeks. We had it up at 40. Yeah, sorry, it wasn't even a couple of weeks ago. Last week we had it up at 40, tested 40, and then sort of came back down to around 34 before we're going back up. So we're testing this $40 area. It'd be interesting to see what happens with that throughout the day. But oil, a good barometer again for the risk sentiment. So keeping an eye on that. So that's pretty much it, guys, for the video today. If you liked the video, again, as I said, appreciate any likes, and if you want to subscribe again, that'd be great. If you want to if you want to have a look at the link down below for my Twitter and subscribe there, I'll probably post on my Twitter account this afternoon the outcome of this trade and where we ended up. So if you want to see what happens with the Australian dollar yen short, have a look at that. But other than that, Sunday will be my next video, guys. I'll be back on Sunday just to do a quick look ahead for next week, see where we're planning to take our trades, have a look at what sort of ideas we can come up with there. So that'll be the next video on Sunday, so check that one out if you can, guys. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. Thanks very much. Bye bye.